In this video, we're going to teach you how to grow all these social media platforms for local businesses. So how do you grow your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for all the businesses that you're going to be managing? Let's talk about a little bit about that, Hayden.
So no matter what you do, you're going to have to get people to follow you.
Yeah.
Businesses want to see, obviously, people following you. You need to have people following you in order to make sales, in order to get traction. So how do we go about this? How do we find people to follow us? Fairly easy when it comes to Instagram, at least. I'll talk about Instagram for now.
Okay. Yeah.
Instagram is extremely easy to gain followers from. What you need to do is, let's say we use restaurants as an example all the time because it's just easiest. Let's say you have a restaurant, and it's a breakfast restaurant to be specific. We'll get specific with it. You've got a breakfast restaurant. How are you going to find followers? Who wants to follow someone who's posting about breakfast foods? What you're going to do is search up hashtags. Search up hashtags for people who enjoy breakfast. You can search hashtag breakfast, hashtag eggs benedict, whatever it may be. And if you are posting similar content, you can do that. Another way you can do it is by searching up the geotag. So let's say somebody who lives in California. You want people who are local. Maybe you want to narrow it down to Orange County. What you can then do is search up the geotag Orange County and see how many people are in that area and start interacting one-on-one with them. There's a few ways you can go about this when interacting with them. So when I say, now that you've found your target audience, let's say you've searched up either a hashtag or a geotag, whatever it may be, what you're then going to do is start interacting with those people. You're going to comment on their post. You're going to like their post. You could possibly follow them as well. And then once you start to gain your following, you can begin to unfollow those people in order to keep your following to followers ratio good. You always want to have, obviously, more people following you than you're following.
Yeah, and to touch on that, so what I would do for the restaurants as well as the hashtags and the geotags and interacting with people one-on-one, I would find local businesses or local restaurants in the area that are popular, right? Like Denny's. That's a very popular brand chain restaurant.
Yeah.
I would go into Denny's Instagram page, and I would literally follow every single one of their followers. And that is what we call inorganic reach, right?
Yes.
Because that's the reason we do that is because they're going to see that you follow them, so they might check out your business page, right? Whatever restaurant that you're managing. So it's a good way to expand your reach inorganically, because I like to keep it like 70% organic, 30% inorganic.
Yeah.
So I will go out there and I will follow those people that might like the business page that I manage. So that's a good way to do it. Do you have any more to touch on that? Or
when it comes to Instagram, I'd say that's definitely a great tactic, is picking pages that are already popular.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, if you want a little bit more ideas, let's say it was a personal trainer you were doing this for.
Yeah.
You can find other people who are in the fitness industry.
Yep.
You can follow
big bodybuilders.
Exactly. Go to Arnold Schwarzenegger and start taking his followers. Start following and interacting with those people.
Yeah.
But the key here, guys, if you really want it, spend the time. Don't just follow and unfollow. Following is not always enough. Sometimes you're going to have to comment, and I wouldn't recommend using a robot per se for doing this.
No.
Definitely
I wouldn't.
Go on there and do it one-on-one. Talk to the person. Go on there, and if you see a picture of them, again, speaking about restaurants, they post about their breakfast that you made, type in delicious or something like that, or looks awesome. Interact with them, so that way they're going to feel good. That maybe they'll like your comment. Maybe they'll interact back with you. They'll comment on your photo. It's social interaction. So getting that one-on-one connection is very key here. Don't just think that if you follow and then unfollow, follow, and maybe like a couple photos is not necessarily going to get their attention. Being personable and true is what's going to do so. This is going to take time, though. This does take a bit of time, but don't worry about it because it is worth it.
Yeah, and to add on to that, so some action steps you could take right now is to log into the business you're managing, right? Log into their Instagram. Start interacting with people in similar breakfast restaurant niches, right? Using the hashtags, the geotags, the other popular breakfast restaurants. Start interacting with their followers to build that following. But also, you can automate it. You can automate all of this, and we're gonna mention a website that we do have used before. I don't know if you're using it right now. I like to use it every once in a while to automate things. It's very helpful. It's called Instagress.
Yeah.
Instagress.com. I'll include that below so you can just click on it and check it out. But you can automate which pages it's going to follow, unfollow. So if you have like 5 really good breakfast restaurants in the area that have a lot of engagement, have a lot of followers, I would set those as the ones that you want to follow their followers and unfollow as well.
Just something to keep in mind for a disclosure type of thing. You got to be careful with these type of programs, guys. Don't be dumb with them. It has slow settings for a reason. Keep it on slow.
Keep it on slow.
Don't go all out, and listen exactly to the disclaimers that it has on there as well, because the last thing you want is to get an account banned or taken down.
That's
Again,
true.
the likelihood of this happening is low, especially for a low following page, but it's just something that we want to keep in mind to tell you guys.
Definitely, especially since you are managing someone else's page and they're paying you. You don't want to get the account banned. So if you are going to use an automation tool, like Hayden said, put it on the slowest setting, take it easy, right? It's better to get that organic reach. Keep it 70% organic, 30% inorganic. That's how I like to keep it safe. For Facebook, how do we grow Facebook? That's a hard one, because when you create their business page, right, they're not going to have any people that like their page. So how do you get those likes on the page? You can invite your own friends to like their page. That's where I would first start, right?
Yeah.
Because your friends are most likely going to like their page. You can log into their personal Facebook account, because you have to have a personal account to have a business page. So the owner must have a personal Facebook page. Ask him or her to either invite their friends to like the business page, or you can do it for them. Just get their login and password. When they give that to you, you can log into their personal page, invite people to like their page. Do you want to touch more on this?
I agree. So again, following up with what Ryan said, you need to first get people who know you, who know the owner, know the restaurant.
Yeah.
Get them to start liking the page and sharing it, sharing the content, posting the photos, and getting it out there. So once the owner's friends and family start to see it, they can begin to share and really interact with them, and tell the owner himself, say, hey, we're going to create the Facebook page. What I need you to do is go on there and just get your mom, your whoever, or if their parents are around, their brother, their sister, their aunts, their uncles, whoever it may be, to start liking, sharing, and following that page. That way you can at least have a good base. From that point on, there's a few different ways you can go about gaining new followers. There's the paid version, and there's more of some free versions. The paid version is one of the more easiest ways of doing it. By running like a $5 a day ad that says, like our page for whatever, maybe a contest.
Yeah.
Doing a contest is probably one of the best ways to do it. Win a free breakfast, just be like and follow our page. Like,
exactly.
That's all you need to do. Something extremely simple that is easy for somebody to do, yet the reward is fairly high.
Yeah.
So
low cost. Low
yeah,
cost
exactly.
as well.
Extremely low cost. I mean, think of it, for a breakfast place to give somebody free breakfast, or you and 5 friends win free breakfast, just make sure you're all liking and following our page.
Exactly.
Or you and even one friend, that's more likely for them just to comment one friend. The fact is that for that breakfast place to give them free lunch for 2 people, it maybe costs them $5, $10 maybe at full cost, but
yeah,
not very much at all. Probably about $10 for 2 people. That's nothing. That's something that they can definitely afford, and it's going to allow them to get there. On the free version, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start to interact with people as well. You're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to look up people in that area. Maybe do the same thing you did on Instagram. Find a page of people who are already liking, like you said, Denny's is a popular breakfast place.
Yeah.
Find their page and start to interact with people in your area. This is going to take some time again, but it's something you can definitely do to start to fill up their page. One thing I want to mention about Facebook pages, to keep you guys very clear on this: Facebook's algorithm is not friendly to business pages. That's something you need to keep in mind. People need to know that. We just want to let you know that no matter what you do, no matter what your efforts are, no matter how many people are following and liking your page, at least as of right now, on average, 10% of the people who are liking and following your page are going to see your posts. Only 10%.
Yeah, I've actually noticed even smaller results than that. And I always wondered why. I said, why is the business page not getting as much attention, and you really have to go all out with your efforts on the business page in order to get that attention. Make sure you're running the paid advertisements. Make sure you're getting people to like your page, interacting with people. Yeah, I mean, it's rough, but you can get through it and have their page look very professional. And the advertisements is really where you're going to want to focus as well. So,
Exactly.
yeah. But one more thing, the Facebook groups, that's where you can go also to find
Yes.
people maybe that enjoy Sunday brunch, right? There's Sunday brunch Facebook groups. You could just type it in the search bar, go in the Sunday brunch Facebook group, and start interacting with those kinds of people.
Yeah. Yep.
So
one thing I'll say for target audience wise, people in the older generation above about 40 or so are way more likely to actually like and follow your page if you ask them to.
Yeah.
Compared to the younger generation. So don't be scared. A lot of people who are older who enjoy Sunday brunch or whatever it may be in this exact category are older, and they will actually are way more likely to like and follow.
Yeah.
The next platform I wanted to talk about is Snapchat, one of the hardest to get people on. But in order to do this, the way that I would go about doing it personally is using one of your two platforms to actually drive traffic over there. No matter what, that's kind of what you have to do. It's very hard to get people to add Snapchat, but when you're running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever it may be, what you can include on your pages is also their Snapchat. If you want to grow a business with Snapchat, as I mentioned in previous videos, that this is one of the most valuable places I truly believe that you can be, because you are in their personal space. As of right now, Snapchat is still something people keep fairly personable. It's not something a lot of people invite businesses to go on. I know I have one business on my Snapchat story, and that is actually the club that I used to work at.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's only one I have on there. So it's not very many at all. So it's very hard to break that wall. So what you can do if you want to try to get more people following you on Snapchat, if you have a business that's going to be utilizing Snapchat, if maybe it is a club, is to be, again, running contests. Contests are the easiest way to get something. Guys, the cost is so low. Follow us on Snapchat for a chance to win blah, blah, blah. And have the little Snapchat. All you have to do is, if you go onto the on Snapchat, you can just take a picture of the logo that Snapchat's going to give you, and all people have to do is screenshot that, go into Snapchat and hit add, and they can click on it, and it'll add them on there for you. So what I would do, if you want to get more followers on Snapchat, is run a contest. If, let's say, you were using this for a club, because again, clubs are one of the ones that I really think you should have Snapchat for. Say, win a free bottle, which is like an $80 value for technically for you. It could be, especially clubs around here, you're spending $200 on a bottle, when really the club's only going to be spending $60 on that bottle, maybe, not even,
yeah.
Exactly. And what you're then able to do is gain a bunch of people on Snapchat. You're now in their personal bubble, and then if they come in even once after that, they're going to spend that amount of money. If they bring them and their 4 friends, whatever, it ends up being well worth your time, well worth your money. So I really recommend, if you're trying to get Snapchat, you're going to have to give something away. It's hard to get in there, but once you get in that bubble, I'm telling you guys, it can be extremely profitable.